Hello and welcome to another episode of Smartfox TV. Be sure to click like and subscribe below and click the bell for notifications.
Thank you for joining me, Jessica Spallino, today from Method Schools, the CEO and founder of Method Schools and Smartfox. And we're so lucky to have her today. And so we have some questions we wanted to ask you, being that it is International Women's Month and the month of March. We wanted to spotlight on strong and significant women in different areas. This is one area in education that she has made major gains in education, and it's continuing and it's just getting better and better. And we're just so excited to be able to hear her side of what made her become the woman that she is today. Welcome. First of all,
Thank you for having me.
who is the most influential woman you know, and who would you say inspires you today?
Quite a loaded question, for sure, but such a worthy one. It's such a compilation of people, and I think a lot of it starts back from when I was little. My grandma was your completely non-traditional grandma. She raised my mom and my mom's brother alone. So this would have been back in the 40s. Mm-hmm. She held several jobs to support them. She was a single mom back then. She worked several jobs. She was a drummer in a band.
Oh, wow.
And she was the most non-conventional woman you could come across. And in some ways that posed many challenges for my own mom, and not having some of that traditional structure and foundation there. But I, to this day, kind of idolize just the level of strength and authenticity that she had. And it's always inspired me. And I really feel like that's somebody I've kind of looked up to and listened to throughout the years. She has since passed. Mm-hmm. And still remains a legend in our family, and certainly for me. And I've just always kind of gravitated towards those models, especially women models who are not afraid to be authentic, not afraid to break out of what's expected to be, or what the norms are for certain roles, to really just break out of that and be your authentic self. Because I feel like for all people, but certainly for women mostly, the more authentic we can be as to who we genuinely are, the more we're going to be able to offer and make an impact in the world and follow our, kind of vision for where we want to be. And that really helps us kind of break free from some rules and expectations that may not always apply to who we are as individuals.
Right.
So yeah, and it's funny because there are many leaders I think of. The Chancellor of Germany has been a very influential woman leader in the world. The New Zealand Prime Minister is another great example of women who are effectively leading and really making a difference. But I'm often inspired by my own daughter. My daughter inspires me every day. She's, grown to be an adult. She's 23, and I just watch how she navigates through the world and how brave she is, and some of the norms that she has to fight against. And I'm so inspired by that. And a lot of that is just her own personality and what she's bringing with her, to her experience. And I'm just so inspired by that continual, courage to be her own person.
Yeah.
I think, music was a big part of my life growing up, and it still is. And, I think most teens go through that stage where we turn to musicians and that inspire us. And that too, I've always been drawn to, the women who are just courageous enough to be themselves and to do things artistically and express themselves creatively. That's very authentic to who they are, and it's always inspired me. For a very long time I wanted to be a rock star, and then I had to come to terms and look at the second best thing, and that was, working within the field of education. So it's worked out well.
Well, if it has, how do you feel that female characters are differing from the male characters in any entertainment type atmosphere?
Well, it's funny because, COVID has put me in front of the TV screen in the evenings a little more than it used to.
Yeah.
I think just being locked down, there are times I gotta back off of the screens and take some time off. But I've been watching a lot of historical dramas, and so I watched the John Adams documentary series, and I was so struck by his wife, by Abigail Adams. And, back in those days, she helped she was one of the primary founders of this country, not in name, but certainly an influence. And she was one of his top advisors, and she was his wife. And she was the mother of several children. And she was such a primary focus in the series and in his story and in the story of the founding of our country. Not only of being his wife, but then, their son went on to be a future president as well. And the power and the strength and the fortitude and the resilience. She spent years and years alone during war and famine and very dangerous situations while her husband, the president-to-be, was off and away, and continued to advise him. And she was so powerful in that documentary. I was just so struck. And then I watched one on Churchill and his wife. I think he was such a kind of a difficult personality, I think in a lot of capacities, but certainly personally. And you saw a lot of what she had to feel, but it really took this level of fortitude and strength and will to deal with him on a daily basis. And you really realize in watching those from a woman's perspective, or at least from their perspective, these women's their spouses' perspectives, that they wouldn't have been able to be as powerful as they were without her and her guidance and what she brought to the table. And I think it's very risky to underestimate the value and the strength of these women. I marvel at it, and I ended both of those after watching both of them over a period of a couple of weeks. I really thought of how powerful it would be to watch the same but about her. Have it be just focused on Abigail Adams, or have it focused just on Clementine Churchill, and really see kind of that story, because there's a lot of power in that story, and I think a lot of us women are doing that kind of job and having that much influence every day.
Welcome to True or False. Let's see if you can get all these correct. You can't sneeze while you're asleep. Coffee is made from berries. Your tongue has a unique print just like your fingers. Bananas are curved to get more sun. Stick around to find out if you got these correct.
Hey everyone, this is Kim, and thanks for joining me for the current news. Today, President Joe Biden has signed into law the $1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus bill. And to end today's news segment, here are some funny pictures posted by BuzzFeed. God bless the USA Tuesday through Sunday. Whatever happened to Monday? An invitation. Taco Bell drive-thru. Try. Fun facts. Did you know? Double cheeseburger. Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru now hiring 3 pounds of coffee for $19.99. And just to let you know, guys, once the food is give it to you. If a seagull takes it from you, will be no refunds. The seagulls don't work for us. Sorry for the inconvenience. This is Kim, and thanks for joining me for the current news.
Welcome back to True or False. You can't sneeze while you're asleep is true. because the neurotransmitters that make you sneeze are shut off while you're sleeping. Coffee is made from berries. It is also true. They will pick it when it's ripe, process it, then roast it, and that's when you get your coffee beans. Your tongue has a unique print like your fingers. That is also true. Bananas are curved to get more sun. Is also true. Today, everything is true.
Let's focus on the good stuff that happened during the year. Here we go. Hello, everyone. It's March 3rd, and this is the news. The 21-year-old endangered animal is not like your typical cat or dog. It requires very specific care for its well-being and survival. You can't just feed it cat food. March 5th, we have National Cheese Doodle Day. I don't even know what that is. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Smartfox TV. March 9th, we have National Get Over It Day, one of my favorites. Hello and welcome to another episode of Smartfox TV. Coronavirus, despite ravaging our human healthcare system, it does good for the environment.
Although we all still work with you, it was fun having you on SmartFox TV, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks for watching Smartfox TV. I'm Chris Yates.
I'm Kim.
I'm Sally.
I'm Tracy.
Until next time, stay
Stay
foxy.
foxy.